Welcome, everyone. A very good morning to those of you who are in Europe and to those of you who are in Asia with us. A very good afternoon. We are so thrilled to have you on board. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for your brilliant work. And today we celebrate you because from participants, you have become mentor. That's a great milestone in your journey with the ASEFClassNet community. So a big congratulations. And without further ado, we warmly welcome you to 18th ASEF Classroom Network School Collaboration Project, ASEFClassNet18, on the topic of effective, inclusive, and ethical artificial intelligence in education, in short, AI design. It's an exciting topic, so let's get to learn more about it and your journey in this project. First, very briefly on the agenda. So it's a small group, and most of us already know each other. So we will keep it very brief in the context of introduction and knowing about each other. We will dig deeper into the project, but before that, allow me to welcome our Education Department Director, Ms. Rekha Tosha, to share her welcome remarks and also to introduce ASAP and ASAP ClassNet project. Rekha, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Jyoti, and very good morning, good afternoon to all of you. It's so nice to see familiar faces on the screen. This is a lovely meeting. It's small and friendly, and yeah, like Jyoti said, we roughly know each other, but there will be also a segment where we invite all of you to introduce yourself. If there's any gaps, then we can fill them. But thank you so much for signing up for becoming a mentor this time. For some of you, it's not the first time, but for some of you, this will be the first time. So if so, welcome to this new level of engagement with ClassNet. And for those of you who are coming back again as a mentors, then that's because we were very, very happy with your work that you did before with the previous batches, and we want to keep leveraging on that and bringing you back. So thank you so much. Very happy to have this group. It's a relatively small group. There are going to be 12 mentors from 12 different countries. But today in the call, we only have 9 of you. So we will send the recording to those who couldn't make it. And then I think let me embark, Jyoti, on the slides again, because we just have to talk about ASEF again. I know all of you know ASEF by now very well, but a bit of repetition won't hurt, we thought, also because in case the participants would ask you something, then maybe this small refresher is useful to enable you to answer these questions. So we are an intergovernmental organization with 53 members, and we are celebrating 28 years this year. We are 28 years old and based in Singapore. So all of the ASEF stuff is working from Singapore. However, we are from 20 different countries in the organization. And we are funded by the member countries. So these 53 members give us funding to run projects that facilitate bi-regional knowledge exchange and peer-to-peer collaboration. So the ClassNet project is a perfect example of how we do that. And here on the screen, you can see the members, just a refresher, all of your countries are there. And the 2 organizations, also important, that the European Union and the ASEAN Secretariat are also members of ASEF, and they also fund our project. About the project, so ClassNet itself is almost as old as ASEF. So it was launched right after ASEF was established, because ASEF was established in 97, and then they started this project right after the next year. And it has been running ever since, so we are very proud of it. I mean, perhaps no wonder, because it's a kind of a unique network that brings together secondary and vocational school teachers from the 50 countries. And so far, in the on-site projects, like in physical participation, we had more than 2,000 teachers engaged, and through them, more than 40,000 students participated in all kinds of activities. Nowadays, we call these activities ITPs, the innovative teaching practices that you all know. But before, in the previous history of the project, these were all sorts of exchanges, online co-creation projects, and so on. But we started with the concept of innovative teaching practices, I think 3 years ago, Jyoti, but correct me if I'm wrong. And since then, the teams of teachers created more than 125 innovative teaching practices. So we're super proud of this as well. And we are constantly working behind the scenes to make these even more visible and more available to more teachers. And we will share with you today as well what is our plan in this edition, how to make these ITPs more visible and accessible. And then just a couple of words about the objectives of the ClassNet project that you're all familiar with, but just to refresh it. So basically, fostering intercultural connectivity and partnerships is one of our key objectives. That's why we always try to bring together participants from as many countries as possible and have some elements in the online and on-site program as well, which will help and facilitate this intercultural understanding and connectivity. Then the second objective is, of course, to raise awareness and to build knowledge on digital competencies and AI competencies for teachers and students. We dedicate mainly the webinars in the online phase and the self-learning phase to do this, to build knowledge and raise awareness. But also in the on-site program elements, there are always panel discussions and keynotes who are talking about the core of the topics. And then the third key objectives is to advance international education efforts and empower educators through peer-to-peer capacity building. So here I would highlight the peer-to-peer and capacity building words, because I think ClassNet is very unique in how it brings teachers together to learn from each other and the format that enable this. And this is where we are especially happy to have your help to even further facilitate this peer-to-peer learning in the groups and to build capacity through this format and through the other formats as well. And then, yes, just in case you don't know all of us, it's a refresher that Jyoti is the content project lead. She's our education innovation lead here at the education department in ASEF. And Angie is the one who knows everything and holds together everything like the glue in this project. She's the senior project manager on ClassNet. And me, well, I'm just always contributing here and there wherever I can with conceptualization and implementation and delivery of this project. And then I think on the next slide, we would like to invite you to introduce yourself. So I already revealed that there will be 12 of you, 12 mentors accepted our invitation to work with us in the 18th edition of ClassNet. And you are from 12 different countries, 5 from Asia, 7 from Europe. And the gender ratio, it is what it is, 1/4 male and 3/4 female. And this project is usually very difficult to bring these closer together, turning them around. No, I don't think we ever managed to do that. But that's not a problem. So all of you are outstanding ClassNet alumni who not only delivered a fantastic ITP with your teams before, but also convinced us that you would do excellent job as mentors and team leaders. To support us, how? In motivating the teachers who are participating, to help them to develop a quality and strong ITP, because you already did that, you know how to do that, and can advise the new batch on that as well. And also to help us monitoring the ITPs and their implementation and give peer review during these learning processes and the teams as they will be developing the ITPs. Your help as a peer as well would be instrumental for them to put together something quality that they can showcase at the conference, and then they can also showcase to a wider audience, because this year we would like to do a publication about the ITPs, but Jyotisha will share more about this. But before we go into the actual program, the 18th edition, and what's the roadmap and how we envision this and what will be your exact job, would like to invite you to introduce yourself one by one. All of you who are on this call, just a short introduction, your name, your country, profession, that is, if you could share what you teach in your school, and what was your motivation to be a mentor in this edition. And if you would like to mention, you can also mention what is your unique power, superpower in your mentorship. What is that you think will be very useful skill or technique that you will apply as a mentor to help your team. And I think I will just call you one by one on the order I see you in this participant list. So first will be Dagmar and then Lena.
Hello, everybody. It's so nice to see you again. I missed you. My name is Dagmar Traum and I'm from Estonia. I work in vocational education. I'm a teacher of cooks. I am a mentor to students, and I am a mentorship coordinator in our school, which is one of the largest schools in the Baltics. I do a lot of organizing and keeping an eye on people and things and projects. And for my unique superpower, I think I'm fairly good at reading people, to finding out, seeing through what they're saying and do what they actually need from me. So, thank you.
Amazing. So there will be no nonsense in Dagmar ITP team. Great. Next, Lena and then Lenka, please.
Okay. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. Reka, Angie, and Jyoti, thank you so much. So my name is Lena Ang. I participated last year for the ASEFClassNet18. I'm a biology and combined science secondary teacher, and I'm also a science coach for the country as well. So I coach teachers on how to teach on pedagogy. Superpower will be maybe I'm quite good at terms of research, collecting data. That's all from me. Thank you.
Amazing. Then hope to see ITP from your group with a lot of evidence that supports why is this a good idea. Amazing. Lenka and then Martin, please.
Hello to everybody. I'm also glad to be again with you. That is my third time that I'm with the ClassNet, and in this time I would like to be in a position of to be mentor. I'm a teacher of chemistry at the biotechnical school here in Slovenia in Europe. Yeah, I would like to learn more about how to use artificial intelligence in our school educational system. So that is one of the opportunity that I would like to cooperate with others. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on board, Lenka. Martin and then Stafi, please prepare.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Regards from Prague. I'm in the class, so I'm sorry for the noise, but I have a twin teacher, so I'm not in charge, which is good. And I'm for the fourth project on. Facilitated by ASEF. So I'm really excited. I hope I teach English. I teach English as a second language. And also I have a cooking class in about 1 hour with younger kids. And my goal is again to improve my AI knowledge and I'm already working on another project, OER, using AI. So I hope to combine those two projects somehow, because of course it's quite demanding, but I'm really excited to be part of it and hope to do a meaningful project again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Martin. It's a pleasure to have you, and great to hear that you're also developing a project in the OE for BW. So this is the Open Education for Better World project. She's our new partner, sort of, since last year. And it's a perfect match because the ITPs we develop in ClassNet are very easy to bring forward for incubation in their project. And this year we are planning to co-organize our 2 conferences in Europe. However, still no decision on the hosting country, but we look forward to working closer with them in the coming years as well. Okay, Stavrik, please take the floor, and Stacy, if you could prepare.
Hello, everyone. My name is Stavri. I come from Cyprus. I live in Cyprus and I teach English at a high school. I'm really, really happy to be on board. It's also so nice to see some familiar faces and some participants that I met last year, even mentors that, and some of the participants that are now mentors as well. This is my first year being a mentor. And my motivation for mentoring was that I learned so much last year as a participant. I also had an amazing mentor, and I would really like to take this opportunity to learn even more and support a group of other educators to develop their ITP and be ready to present to conference if they make it there, because this was such a valuable experience for me. So glad to be on board.
We are so glad to hear that. Very happy to have you on board, Stavri. Stacy, over to you, and Susanna, please prepare.
Hi, everyone. It's so nice to be here. I'm really excited and to see friendly faces. And so my name is Stacy Domzalski and I'm in the UK. I'm a geography teacher. I also lead eco schools, so for sustainability initiatives. And I've been part of my AI task force in the school, and also I led careers education. And my motivation for being a mentor is well, first of all, I really enjoy seeing growth in people, and I learn a lot from that. So I was hoping, to do this, but also to learn and improve on AI. And obviously, I also had an amazing mentor who is here as well as a mentor back here. So it's lovely to see that. And I would say that for my unique skill or technique that I lived in both Asia and Europe. So I feel that in terms of multicultural support, I could perhaps help my team with that. And also I do have a background which is in education and non-education, which might come in quite maybe relevant as well. But so lovely to see you all.
Thank you so much, Stacy. We love your fusion superpower, Asia, Europe, practice, very amazing. Susanna was next, yes, and then please, Victoria, prepare.
You're everyone from New Zealand. I'm really excited to be here. I was a mentor last year, and I guess my motivation continues to be working with amazing people that are making a difference in the world, and build capability through intercultural collaboration, which I'm really passionate about. I am also working with my mentee, and we're working as developers for OER and with Lena, and Lena is here, and I'm really excited to actually have continue our working together as team members. With my unique mentorship approach, I guess, is creating authentic learning experience. They are learner-centered, or have learners at the center. I've been doing a lot of work on integrating AI as a whole school this year, so I hope that would be of benefit, but also an opportunity through mentoring to learn a lot, which is always a reciprocal relationship. So I'm really excited. So thank you for the opportunity to ASEF.
With pleasure to have you back, Susanna. Yes, and I think your team will be very happy. Teams of teachers who become learners in this project. So learner-centered approach double applies, I believe. Victoria, please take the floor, and Yuqing, prepare.
Hi, good morning and good afternoon, everyone. I'm Victoria from Singapore, and I'm a geography teacher in a secondary school. Yeah, my motivation for mentoring in this program is really uh, to 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 pass on the great learning that I learned in the when I was in the ClassNet 16 program. And I'm so happy to see so many familiar faces from that previous program here as well. And yeah, so I really look forward to contributing, as a mentor. And I guess my unique mentorship, uh, what I can contribute as a mentor is that I think in Singapore we are very well supported in this AI approach, and both in terms of teaching the topic as well as utilizing AI in our pedagogy and as well as in our school learning system. So we have a nationwide approach for that. Yeah, perhaps it helps that our country is a little bit small. So yeah, so I think my mentorship skill and technique would be really in the ideation and the sharing of the affordances that AI has for us, as well as how can we teach our kids to utilize it, what are the ethics and behind it, and how can it be used as a tool and to further their learning and to improve the world. Yeah. Right. Thank you so much, Rika.
That's amazing. That sounds like a very exciting, unique approach. Thank you so much, Victoria. So Yuchin, the floor over to you, and Juliet, please prepare.
Hello, everyone. It's really nice to see everyone again. Many familiar faces. Happy to see you all again, really. I'm Yuqing. I'm based in Beijing. I'm a high school math and now AI teacher in Tsinghua International School. We really do have this AI class now. It's been pushed forward for all high school, middle school, and even primary school. So I've been working in the past about half a year on producing the AI general education textbooks for public schools in China, and it has just been released and will be used in the next school year. So, I mean, I'm a little bit more focused on teaching and learning about AI itself. But I'm definitely learning a lot from my ASEF ClassNet 16 and the mentorship this 2 years, learning from and working with these all great teachers and learning from them about how to apply AI in empowering other subject teaching. So I may have a little bit more technical background in terms of new technology and the algorithms behind AI. I think that's also could be helpful for teachers with other subject teachers with a bit less background in AI. So, anyways, learned, always enjoy the process, and I'm excited to be having this opportunity to see great designs and again this year.
Thank you so much, Yuqing. Pleasure to have you back. It's also interesting to see how some countries embrace a nationwide approach, like China and Singapore. On the contrary, some countries doing the opposite, like banning nowadays AI in cities or in countries. So that's going to be another challenge for the mentors, I think, to advise participants. If you end up with a group from two extremes, then how can you bridge the divide? Thank you so much. And then let me invite Jules, our one and only Juliet, to take the floor. No,
Okay, there I am.
no, it's good.
I'm
Yes.
here. Forgive me. I just came from a parent-teacher interview, which isn't bad given that I've only been teaching at the school for 2.5 weeks. I come in with a slightly different view, only because I'm not bound to one school. I'm actually doing a lot of different schools, which is really interesting because it's giving me an opportunity to see what's going on in a range of different contexts. And that's informing the way that I would work with people around their own paradigms and those sort of contexts that they're dealing with. I have a particular focus on digital literacy and cultural understanding. That's the general capabilities that are very important in Australia, the ACARA version 9. And I'm also mentoring 2 people in the OER for a Better World. So seeing the way that these 2 wonderful projects are actually interlinking is wonderful, because it's actually seeing the reach as it is extending. And I'm also going to be traveling toward the end of it from August onwards. So I'm looking forward to actually going and visiting people and seeing them in their own context, which would be really nice to do. But I think when it comes down to my unique gift, maybe it's around the digital literacy frameworks and pedagogical frameworks. Obviously, looking at TPAC, SAMA, the way that they are needing to be integrated so that we move beyond, substitution and augmentation into modification and redefinition. We need to be able to, as educators, lift educators' digital literacy, because unless we are doing that, the students are going to leave school without that capacity and without the skills necessary. But I'm in Australia and I'm here. So lovely to see everybody, and it's wonderful to see so many familiar faces. And we need to learn some more songs for next meeting.
Amazing.
Face to
Pleasure
face.
to have you back, Jules. Thank you so
It's
much.
great to see you.
Let me also invite NG to say hello to everyone, and then Dana, please get ready to take the floor. We are just doing introductions, self-introductions of mentors.
Okay, hello, I'm Angie. You all know me. I also know every one of you. It's so happy to see the majority of you are being here, except one. I hope that she will actually join later, but I hope that you will have a brilliant time enjoying the mentoring session.
Yeah, who's that gonna be, Angie? Who's missing?
Maria, Portugal.
Maria from Portugal will
Yeah.
join the cohort as well. Okay,
Yes.
amazing. And then Daniel, please.
A ver. Hi.
Yes, we can hear you. Hi.
Hi. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Just introduce myself.
Yes, please. Your country.
Okay.
Up to
Okay.
what
So
age, and what's your
yeah.
motivation for mentoring?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm Daniel. I'm from Spain. The corner with Portugal, in the border with Portugal. I was just already a mentor last year. It was an amazing experience. I mean, the first year that I joined this.
Oops, then I just froze on my screen at least.
Yeah, I also can
It's
hear you.
frozen.
That I was able to help others and teach others with fellow teachers. I mean, like, it's different from teaching how to say students. It's like helping others and learning from their experience, and I think that's amazing. I mean, the thing that you are doing in ASEF with all these people joined together from all over the world is such an amazing experience. So in my experience, what can I advise to you, that any new mentor that is out there, is just to follow your instincts, because there are different types of mentors. There is different type of mentoring, but all of them may be great. I mean, like, you will actually learn from your mentees, and I think that's it.
Oh, that's very nice pointing out. It's a two-way process. Yeah, you will also learn to teach something. Amazing. Pleasure to have you back this year as well as a mentor.
Yeah.
Okay, so with this, we completed the round, and we just have Maria missing, who couldn't make it today, but she will be also joining the mentors group going forward. And then with this, let me invite Jyoti to go through the program with you and also point out what would be the roles and responsibilities of the mentors. And then if you have any questions in the go, put it in the chat, or we will have a Q&A at the end as well. Okay, Jyoti, over to you.
Thank you so much, Rekha, for the lovely introduction. Welcome, and also allow us to hear from all the amazing mentors. And it's so lovely to hear about you and your superpowers. And now let's get to know the project. You already know about the topic. We are addressing 3 distinct angles of AI at design that are really crucial for innovating teaching as well as learning, effectiveness, inclusion, and ethical aspects of AI tools. And of course, we always target the Sustainable Development Goal 4, and in this project's context, supporting teachers to build AI competencies and through that, improving quality education. And let me very briefly highlight the history of our work in terms of supporting teachers build AI competencies. And I will share why we are reflecting on the history a little bit. So our first project began in 2019 that we first focused on AI. I think some of you, I think Juliet definitely was part of it. So she knows all the achievements and activities we had ever since we started to focus on AI. And then during the time when COVID was happening, of course, we focused on other topics, but at the same time, we also had a project where we focused on IoT, big data, and AI. It was a very small project for V4 region, so not everyone from Asia and Europe were able to join, but we had a handbook where we tried to create an opportunity for the whole ASEFClassNet community to take inspiration from. And then another major project we had was in Slovenia, and most of you actually have been part of it. And there we focused mainly on the digital transformation aspect with AI. And then last year, we went a little bit deeper, specifically with learning with AI and learning about AI. So the fundamental side and the technical side. And then this year, we are going even more deeper, and all of this topic aspect come from your feedback, depending on what you want to learn. And from last year's feedback, we saw a great interest in terms of learning about the effectiveness of AI tools, and also the inclusion and equality aspect, and as well as ethics. So that's why we are focusing on this topic. And up until last year, we actually didn't have any formal framework or any formal resource that helps us in terms of supporting teachers build AI competencies. But from last year, almost end of last year onwards, we are truly fortunate that now there is a roadmap from UNESCO. I think most of you have read it because it was one of the reading resources listed in last year's project. So if you have participated last year, then you must have seen that. And we want to highlight the key aspect from this framework because this will be kind of bread and butter for you when you support your mentees, because you need to reflect on these things. So let me very briefly highlight those. The first one, human agency. So this aspect is listed as human agency in the UNESCO framework. And in our context, how do we approach this? I think you have heard a lot about pedagogy before technology. So that's what it means. First and foremost, we want to put the teachers first. So teachers before tools, pedagogy before technology. And that's the mindset also we request you to have, putting pedagogy before. And then through that, how do we really bring the human element of teaching into innovating teaching for your learners? And then the next aspect is very crucial, ethics of AI. And in our context, of course, within ethics, we want to address the inclusivity, the effectiveness, the ethical aspect. How? If a tool that you are using is not inclusive for your students, it doesn't serve the actual purpose that you have in terms of supporting all your learners, that might not be very ethical in terms of using that in your classroom. If there is inequality in terms of student support and effectiveness, if you are using a tool that is not serving the purpose of your teaching, then what's the point, right? So of course, that also has that moral obligation in terms of what type of tool you should use. So we highly request you to reflect on these areas whenever you are choosing a tool and then you are using the tool. Of course, when your mentees will be designing their ITP, when you are supporting them, they might want to use a tool just to, as an experiment, understand, does this tool support teachers and learners, right? So at that experimental level, you can critically analyze it. It doesn't exactly have to have all these elements. And then moving on, the next one. Of course, in an era when technology is the technological advancement is very rapid, and especially with the introduction of AI, specifically last 2 years, ChatGPT, I think it has changed a lot in the education sector. So, as educators, you need to stay relevant. You need to enhance your pedagogy to meet the current demand of education and education systems. So, through our project, we want to prepare our participants, both mentors and mentees, to make sure that they stay relevant in the contemporary education systems and sectors, and also they continue to enhance their pedagogy. And in UNESCO framework, it's listed as the AI foundations and application, as well as AI pedagogy. And then, last but not least, future-proofing pedagogical practice. I want to highlight this very specifically because it focuses on lifelong learning and AI for teachers' professional development. So the way we approach this in our context is giving teachers voice. We don't want to create an environment where we say, please use this tool, please do not use this tool. That's not our goal. Our goal is to give you the foundation, give you the resources, give you the exposure, and then you as an educator having the voice to say, this works for me, I want to use this. This is not ethical. As an educator, it is my decision not to use this tool. So please have that voice and future-proof your pedagogical practice. And the teachers that you are going to be mentoring, of course, you will not be mentoring all of them. There will be smaller teams. But as a group, this year, we are really trying to focus on supporting everyone very closely and deeply. So we have a smaller group compared to last year, and we have 55 teachers from 33 Asian and European countries. So we have almost equal number of Asian and European countries this time, 16 and 17, so not so bad. And then our gender balance have improved as well. So this time we have 37% male and 63% female. I think last year we have almost over 70%. So thanks to all the male applicants we had this time. And now moving on to your role to specifically highlight. So some of you will have 2 groups to mentor. Some of you will have only 1 group to mentor. You will know when we share more information about the teams. And of course, the core project is actually about 4 months long. In between, there are summer holidays, but overall, it's May to November. But most of your work should be done by October. But just in case anything is needed specifically for the publication, we kept the whole loop in terms of your contribution May to November, and also participants' involvement. And then each team will consist of 3 team members, highest, and they will be, of course, from both Asia and Europe. So you will have participants from both continents. And then this year, we took the initiative to empower more educators through our participants' work and through your mentorship. And for that, we will, as Rekha mentioned earlier, we will have a publication, and we are very excited about it. Hopefully, it will be amazing and innovative with all of your contribution. And for that, your job is to really support your team, prepare the ITP in a way where that can be selected for publication. We will not select all of it. If all of them are amazing, we will, but we will only pick the best for this publication. So now that you have a clearer idea of your role, let me walk you through each step, and I will dig a bit deeper by explaining the methodology. But as an overview, we have self-learning. I think most of you are familiar with it, where you learn from webinars, from experts. It's a little bit passive, but this time we are trying to make it a little bit more engaging. And I will explain that in a minute. And that will run from 13 May to 16 June. So 13 May will be the welcome session for all participants. participants. And then from 19 May, we'll have the first webinar. And then the self-learning phase will close with an AI at exposure, more of a practical session on 16 June. And then team learning. So team learning, we will have official 2 live sessions with ASEF support, and the rest are independently organized by mentors. And then, of course, action learning. For now, action learning will be mainly focused on implementing ITP. However, we have not confirmed our conference timeline yet. That might change. So we request you to be kindly agile. We might change a little bit of our plan, but we will inform you well in advance so that you can prepare yourself and your mentees as well for the implementation. And then we are hoping to have the on-site conference either on mid-September or early October. So now digging a bit deeper into this process. So self-learning, of course, here we created this to support building thematic knowledge and as well as practical knowledge. And here we highly recommend you to join all the webinars, because although you have joined, you had training on the thematic area last year, but this year, as you can see, the topics are different. So please do join those webinars. By joining these webinars, definitely you can deepen your knowledge and further enhance your AI understanding. And here we will actually have a team assignment, because we don't want to wait for the team learning phase to begin to get on with the teamwork. We created a one-pager assignment. We will share more details in an email update. The reason for this is to make sure that from before even team learning begins, all the team are set, all the team are formulated. Anyone who wants to drop out, we know who is joining, who is not joining, so that this process becomes a bit easier for you. And then from the moment you start team learning, everything goes smoothly. So for this one pager, we don't expect a lot of engagement from you, but when we announce the team and then we give this assignment to the participants, they might want to reach out to you for advice, for support. So we kindly request your support for this assignment. And this assignment is not exactly going to be the ideation for the ITP, but it's just a warm-up exercise where you have an idea, your mentees have an idea of what type of ideas that they want to work with, so that they already have that exercise before they start this ideation conversation with you. And it will be a submission. So we will share more details once we welcome all participants, and there will be an email update. And now, what do we do for the next step, team learning? This is the most exciting part, I think, for us and for you as well, because this is where action begins. Everybody gets to know each other, and it's highly engaging as well. And also for you, some of you shared, learning from your mentees was an amazing experience. So we hope that this will continue. And here we are really relying on your support to self-organize yourself, self-organize your time, and then have your plan for support for your mentees. And we propose one session per week, but if your mentees need support, and if you have capacity, and if you are willing, of course, you can support in a way that fits your schedule better. And now action learning, it's mainly implementation. And for this, my apologies, I quickly want to highlight the competence because this is very important for the capacity building. During the team learning, we highly recommend you to focus on how your mentees are building intercultural competence, as well as collaboration or teamwork competence. And here, of course, it comes down to design competence as well as digital competence, because this is when they will be very hands-on with the tools that they are using. And also, of course, when they design the ITP and they negotiate with their either teacher colleagues, school leaders, or their students to implement this, we hope that they will also be leadership competence. And here, of course, as your mentee needs, help them, keep an eye on their design, their implementation plan, and when, depending on the plan that they design, whether it will work or it will not work, based on your experience of implementation as well, support them. And finally, this is also the fun part, conference, the on-site conference, where everybody, after all the hard work of months of hard work, get to meet each other. And this experience, of course, is for networking, bonding, and as you know, we call the ITP Showcase Innovathon in a peer-to-peer setting where everyone can further learn from each other. And then, of course, in-person meeting is not complete without celebration, right? So we want to, of course, we want to congratulate everyone and then celebrate the hard work. So there will be the Innovation Award based on the ITP work. So we will have that as well. And if your team gets selected, and then you will get to be part of this on-site journey as well. And so we, our goal and our expectation from you is that you actively and effectively mentor your mentees. And if you have any challenges, please do reach out to us without delay so that we can also support you to support your mentees better. And these are also will be the selection criteria in a way for selecting mentors or the teams. Your team might make it if their ITP is amazing, but if your mentorship support was not great, then we might not invite you. So that's also we need to be fair to everyone. So in that regard, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, considering the September timeline in terms of implementing ITP, if that changes, if let's say you were implementing it and the progress is happening, then it's great. But in terms of conference selection, we will look at the progress of the ITP design as well as its potential for implementation. And of course, the quality and strength from the ideation phase and from the design phase. And of course, your commitment to implement and to support your mentees to implement it, as well as, here, I think I also should mention that your commitment for editing, peer reviewing their work so that it can go into the publication. And finally, building on what I just said, we want to support more teachers beyond the ASEFClassNet community and create a ripple effect through everyone's work by having this publication in a workbook format. And for here, we also need your support in terms of making sure that all the ITP contributions, all the content are publication ready. We have 2 editors. We will announce this in the future. We are still finalizing it. We will have 2 amazing scholars, brilliant scholars with us who are experts on the topic and also expert on pedagogy. They will support with a template for the ITP. With that, I think we can pause here for question and answer. I think in case on content, if you have any questions or any confusions, or if anything need clarifications, allow us to support you with that. Please feel free to either raise hand or unmute yourself, and then we can take it from there. I hope the methodology is clear. I hope your, in terms of your role and what you will be doing, it's clear. If not, if you feel like there are some areas where you need a little bit more clarification, please feel free to ask. Yes, Juliet, you unmuted yourself. Please go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't realize I had. I'm doing it on my telephone, so it's a bit awkward.
No
I
worries.
just wanted to say thank you for being so clear and laying it out so beautifully for us. And I'm looking forward to working as always. So I will go back to muting myself. It was an accident, sorry.
Thanks for your kind words, Juliet. Anyone else? Okay, so we will see if you have a lot of questions later. No, please, even if you have questions later, do reach out. I think with this, I don't have a lot to add. Let me just share this screen again so that you can see what's next, and then we can.
Actually, I do have a question.
Yes.
So, thinking about this PowerPoint, are we going to get a copy of it so we can refer back to it?
Yes. So, Angie, just
Brilliant.
remind all of you are enrolled in the learning platform. So all the resources and everything will be uploaded there. However, the PPT for mentors we will share through email because in the learning platform, you will only have resources available for everybody. So so for mentors, we have separately designed 2 sessions, one on the introduction and another one on the effective mentorship and the art of giving feedback. And for those 2, we will share via email. And also the recording will be available for you as well. So with that, we will have the first webinar together with the school collaboration participants on 19th of May, same time, 4 to 5 p.m. Singapore time. And those of you who are in Europe, 10 to 11 a.m. European summertime. And the topic will be essentials of AI at design. So let me, since we have time, very briefly explain how we design the session. So the first session is an overarching theme where the speaker will go into different aspects of AI at design, specifically on the affordances of AI tools, and also share some guidelines about how to approach the ITP from the very beginning. And those of you who have been in Manila, you met him already, Dr. David Huang, currently an associate dean and associate professor, and also working globally in the topic of AI and pedagogical support for teachers, based in National Institute of Education, Singapore. So we look forward to see you during this webinar. And then actually after this webinar, you also have a session on Tuesday, 20 May, that we have already shared with you in the email updates that you have received on mentorship and feedback. So with this, thank you. We have time. Maybe I stop sharing my slide in case anyone wants to share any comments or any questions. Yeah, then we can support you better. Angie, Rekha, would you like to add anything else? Anything that I missed in the methodology or program section? Okay.
I just wanted to remind everybody to access the e-learning platform because we usually post all the updated information there.
Yes, very
In case you
important.
have in case you have problem accessing, do let me know. Just drop me an email.
Yes, and I also sent you the detailed school collaboration program in the chat, so that outlines topics of the webinars and the whole program going forward. So for now, to start with, for the next 2 weeks, just please come and join us on the webinars if you can. If you cannot, also fine. Recordings will be uploaded. And then Jyoti will reach out to you about 3 weeks from now with the first team exercise, where we would like to ask you to help us to facilitate the team exercise. And then the actual team learning phase, when we will give everyone basically over to you, will just start in mid-June. Is that right, Jyoti?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
I just have a quick question, because we've always done November, so we're now looking at September, October. So you're going to let us know as soon as you know when that's finalized, so we can plan for that in terms of people getting leave, etc. I mean, I'm lucky. I'll be on leave on my own, but other people are going to have that good headway to be able to get leave if they need it. So I'm just putting a plug in for as an early identification of at least location and date, so that we can start planning, just in case we get invited. You see.
Thank you, Juliet. Yes, we are trying our very best to confirm the dates as soon as possible and the specific location as well, but it will be in Europe, and we are looking at mid-September onward, early October, because this time our faculty collaboration is going to be a separate conference, and that's in November, mid-November. That's why this conference is going to be a bit earlier. And also, we are partnering with Open Education for a Better World, and we are doing it together with their conference so that there is more exposure for our ASEFClassNet community to learn from other educators. So I think that's it. Thank you so much. It was so lovely to see all of you, and we are very, very hopeful, and we are very confident that you will do an amazing job as a mentor, and we cannot wait to see all the brilliant work and brilliant innovative teaching practices that you will support your mentees to design. With that, have a lovely evening in Asia and a great day in Europe. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you at the next session.
Thank you, everyone.